Hi, I'm Mary Gunn. Welcome to Fun University. Hi, I'm Mary Gunn of Mary Gunn Fun, founder and head professor of Fun University. Welcome to July's, I'm not lying either, July's first class of the month, Cards Plus, which happens to be the first Thursday. Here's that little vacuum in the background. Anyway, we're glad to have you here. We're doing geometrics. We're just going to do circles. We've done dots, lines, and designs, and y'all enjoyed that. So this is not like that, but you may see a few things that are, there's maybe a few things that are a little bit familiar, but nothing we've ever done quite. So we're going to start off with circles. And circles, I had a whole bunch of notes about them, and darned if I could find it. But circles are symbolic of things like life and movement and eternity and going on and on, the rolling thing, movement. I think I said that. But so it has a certain feel to it. And we're going to be doing some really good stuff on that. Let's see, tonight. So, shall we get started? Let's do that. Yep, circles, circles, circles. Circle around the wagon. Let's start with, I'm trying to figure out which one I want. Let's start with a real simple one with some brushes and some blending, because this just looks so good. You could do marbles with this kind of thing. A marble look. You can do all sorts of pretty. I have Carolina, Sweet Leaf, and Wisteria. If you're thinking of colors, look how gentle those are, and they all go together because they're all rather in this whole little quadrant right here on the circle. I'm going to get myself a real live one of these, but we can go from green to, let's do it this way, green to blue to purple, and we're going to be okay with that. And it won't be too loud, won't be too crazy, and it won't be too crashy. The next thing we're going to do is, I took a page protector from close to my heart, cut it into a sheet, and then die cut circles out of it. These are just some real thin chipboard on the end, stapled on, just so I can find them for one, and for another, so that it holds it straight without having it curl. And we're going to use this for doing a little bit of sponging inside of there, and that way I won't have to worry about wiping off my mat, but I'll have to worry about wiping off that, because that is going to get inky and it will carry over. I've just got a regular A2 size card. I have a little bit of texture. It's just some really light blue lines inside in this little pattern here, and we're going to use that for to blend on. And then I have a slightly patterned, I was just wanting to use up some of this, a slightly patterned mat, and it's kind of a cool little thing. I think I liked those little, and what was that? I don't know where it was from. But anyway, you could use plain black, you could use gray, you could use whatever color you wanted. This could be plain. You could use, you could do some stripes on it with glacier or mint if you want the blue stripes. With the Build-A-Plaid, you could do, well, just about anything. But this is what I'm doing tonight. And we're going to do 3 circles, which of course is a nice feel, because the rule of 3s. I'm going to start with the big one. Let's see how big this guy is. The whole thing across is 6 inches, and the big circle is 2 inches in diameter. We're going to start him right about here. I don't have too much. I put quite a bit of space in between these so that I didn't have to worry about getting messy on the next little circle. So that was part of my planning. That's why they're so far apart. I'm going to start with the wisteria, and you can come in off of the die, which is a page protector. If you have a flip flap, you could use that. If you had just some pretty good, you want something pretty stout for paper, plastic. We're going to make it look kind of globish, but not. Globish, but not. So I'm not sure what that would be called. But, and this actually had a few little ragged edges because I ran it through the die a couple times, but it didn't quite take all the way. So it's okay though. We're going to start with that one, and I think I will wipe it off because my next color is not going to be purple, but it's going onto the same place. Next, see how pretty that is already? And we're going to leave a little bit of dark edges and some light edges. I'm going to line that back up. It's not too hard to line it up, and if it does go off a little bit, you're still okay. It's okay. Then we're going to have some Carolina and bring that in too. I'm sure if you were doing a huge project and it was very precise, I would be more careful about taping it down and everything. But this is pretty casual. It's not a horribly big thing. And you could make it a big thing, and then it might take some of the fun out of it, though. I'd rather just have a little looser guidelines here and make it a little more fun. Keep my right brushes with my right ink, so that's not a bad thing. Now we're going to go soft green. Line it up again. And I kind of like this in the middle a little bit lighter than the rest because it makes it look a little more round. So you can come in, you just want to make sure that you don't, jab and things like that, because then you're going to start getting some brush lines or some other things that you're probably not going to like as much. Then, or maybe you'll be inspired and do something new with it. So next we're going to use this little guy. He's about 1 1/4 diameter. And we're gonna bring him along, but we're gonna leave him overlapping this other one. So that's one of the reasons we want to make sure that our colors blend pretty. Green's gonna be my least amount. And I know the blue is going to be pretty on that green. It's going to be prettier than the wisteria, so I'm going to give that a little bit of attention. More than the wisteria on the green, because that tends to get a little funny looking. Oh no, Sue, bummer. That's what you get for working too much, girl. No, it's okay. You're a good worker, and I think you're going to like that job. So then a little bit of wisteria, but it's not showing up too much, so see if we can get just a little bit more. These are just fun to make. Look how pretty they look, like bubbles. You could do bubbles on this too, it really does. Bubble, and put a little reflection on there. Totally have a bubble. We're going to use that same size and go up above just a little bit. Since we have the wisteria open, we can go ahead and start with it. I love that shading. I think it's pretty too, Sue. Thanks. Of course, you could do any combination too. And I think I have a couple other samples that... Just think about what I just was saying about life though, and this kind of looks like a globe though, doesn't it? So, or bubbles, and bubbles come from, filled with carbon dioxide from the little critters in the water. There we go. And that real pale, little subtle background I think is real cool too. Very, very cool. I'm going to wipe that off before I forget. I think I'm going to use these colors again later. Very earthy, yeah, don't you think? Does look very, and that would be very lifelike, and that would be indicative of a circle. So this is going to stay. I don't want that to go away. With these white ends too, you can find it more easily. I may put some red tape on it or something. The other thing I did on this, you could do flowers, you could do anything you'd like. I thought I had a little butterfly somewhere, but I don't see it, so we'll just move on. I got the Happy We're Friends from my little Sunny Studio stamp set somewhere. Anyway, I got that one out, and that's the one we're going to use. This is see how simple this is? But how pretty. I think it's just gorgeous. And you could do other things too to doll it up. You're not necessarily going to have to be able to stop. We'll go right in here. This would be a good time to use a stamping platform if you want, but I don't. Not tonight. Maybe another day. There we go. Well, both dogs are in here resting. Boomer was, he's feeling a little more homey. Sunny Studio, that's it. Sunny Studio stamps. He's feeling a little more home and a little more relaxed. Liking it. He's just a goober. Oh, here's that little tiny butterfly. I didn't have it out. But you could put leaves in there too if you want. Leaves or flowers or hearts or stars. I thought stars would be kind of pretty. Yep. He's already getting a little chubbier. He's filling out a little bit, not a lot, but I think his bones aren't showing so much. And his, you know, I'm going to cover this. This is my base, and I'm going to first generation on here. It's going to be covered, so as long as the ink's not really thick, I don't think it should show through, so we'll just put a few little butterflies on here. For a little more interest, you could put some other things flying around too, but I think we're going to try something else instead. I've got a little tiny hole punch. We're going to use that because we're going to put some black cardstock underneath it. So we're just going to let these little guys poke through we're going to let the black cardstock poke through and make the interest. I think it would be better over here, but I can't quite get in there. So we'll just do it up here. We'll get real close to it so it won't look like it doesn't have a friend. That's real dull too, but I'm going to pull it through to the back so I don't have all this stuff sticking on top. Kind of fuzzy, kind of belly button fuzz. I get my new Tim Holtz trimmer tomorrow, so I won't have all these jagged lines, I hope. Hope I'll have some good clean cuts. I think it's self-sharpening perhaps, so we'll see. This is a basic C001. I think what you'll find this week in particular, oh good, you guys like it, or you like something. What you'll find is you'll see circles are used everywhere, and now you can start adapting and pulling those out of situations and going, well, I could do that on a C001. It just makes it so simple. There we go. And see how they're just peeking through. So we've got virtually a flat card, and looks very pretty. Oh, okay. So the thinking on here, we've got the big heavy guy at the bottom, and we've got the rule of 3 right through there. We've got, if we had a grid here, we would have, that's close to an intersection. You probably could have gone up a little bit. This is probably could have gone down a little bit. This would have been here. So if you're going to be real stinking on the grid lines, but darn, Sherry, that's too bad. Okay, so that is card 1. And easy to make, I made another one too. They look almost the same. It's kind of cool. Anyway, I thought I had another sample, but I don't know that I do. I've got a couple samples of another one coming up. That must have been it. I got confused. But while we have these things out, let's make another one. This time we're going to use one that's a little bit longer and a little bit narrower. I don't know the name of the size. It's 6 inches by 3.5 inches. The mat's going to be 1/4 of an inch smaller, and this is going to be probably another 1/4. That's 3 by 5.5. And I dropped. I know. I do have that. Well, I thought oh no, did I lose my other score guy? I think I did somewhere. My bucket fell down and I don't know where it is. That's the way it goes. It's going to be okay. Who needs it? Who needs it? Oh, this was the stamp set with the Happy We're Friends. There it is. I had it in a bin. This one's super simple too. I don't think we need to have, I think simple cards are very easy to make changes on, and is Eunice busy? Oh no. Make changes on and change them up to be different colors, different arrangements. I like simple cards. Okay, so we're going to do Carolina, put that guy away, and Bluebird. I'm not going to stick that on there yet. We're going to pull out the same size circle. This one we're going to get a faux button. So we're going to make 4 faux buttons, and same kind of thing. We're just going to use 2 colors of blue. The Carolina and the Bluebird, a light and a dark. And I think we'll go ahead and do all the lights first. We're going to do a 4 plex, 4 close right next to each other, but we're going to do something cute with them. We're going to have something here, so if you bobble it here, you're still fine. You don't have to go to the corner with Eunice, who looks like maybe is causing trouble. There we go. Then we'll go over to Bluebird. This is pretty easy so far, isn't it? We may even have a short class tonight. Wouldn't that be weird? I know that some of you really like blues and some of you really like purple, so I tried to use a couple in both tonight. And I am kind of pulling my hands apart, stretching my fingers a little bit apart so that this stays taut. These look like blue marbles. And it's a good thing to just go ahead and do all the same color at the same time. I could have done that with the other one. That would have been smart. Then you wouldn't have to wash them each time. Here we go. Look, it's got a little hairdo because it's got a little rip in it. Okay, before we put this away, we're going to get out something here. I'm just pulling out a blue dauber and some Versamark, which is a sticky ink, because we're going to emboss these. And you can see it. It's shiny, so you can just dab it on. Use the stencil again. This one turns out really cute, I think. I can imagine it in the fall with fall colors. I can imagine it in the spring. I can imagine it with different color buttons, a red one, a yellow one, a green one, a blue one, more solid looking buttons, or because we're going to make them into buttons. All sorts of different colors. I think it would be very fun. So let's see, I've got to get out. Oh, there's a bra in my drawer because I've been sleeping down in here. Okay, so this is clear embossing powder. Looks like it's not very clear. It looks like it's got a bunch of junk in it. There we go. Put that away. Ah. Oops, darn it, I dropped it. Hang on. Oh, there we go. I saw somebody embossing today and holding their project with one of these, and I thought, well, they need this part. But it's okay. So this will be dry clear, and it'll dry real pretty and shiny. I just love that look. And you can put multiple layers. Once you get one melted, you can put another layer on, and it gets more and more thick and fancy. But we're just going one layer right now. Can you see it chasing, melting? I love that moment. I'm not sure if you can see it on the clear, but it sure is. It's real pretty. You like that blue? I think it's okay. Now we're going to make it into buttons. So far, so good. Except these little things. I'm just going to take a pokey tool. Well, both of my, one pokey tool is kind of worn out. One of the pokey, oh no, I was going to use this again. One of the pokey tools is absolutely worn out. It's just blunt. It's not pokey at all. We're going to put 2 holes in each one. Those are going to be the buttonholes. And you know, if you want to make it so that you have it in the right place, if you wanted it up here, you can put like a rubber band in along there so you don't go farther than the rubber band. I'm living life dangerously though. And you can always trim it if it's not going down as far as you want. Here's our little buttons. They're starting to shape up. Then we're going to get out my, look, I am going to have to get some, aren't I? Embroidery thread. Okay, where's the end? There it is, okay. All right, and we're just gonna make this real simple. And this is kind of a cool, oh, I got 2 dogs to come when I whistled. Well, isn't that just lovely? I don't know if you can see Boomer. No, he's right here, but you can't see him. He's real sweet. We're gonna just do this one time. So we're gonna come up from the bottom, go through one of them. There she is, listening away at a girl. We're gonna go down through, and then we'll have that little tie on the top. Then we'll go right next door, keep her running, go on up and down. We have nice big holes here, and we're glad to have you, Kim. We have nice big holes, so it's really easy to do. We're gonna go down to the bottom outside hole, thread it up, thread it down, thread it up on the last button. I don't think you need to have 4. It would just make it harder to do that. So, and then you're done threading, and you only had to cut 1 piece. So that's a really huge time saver on that one. I'm going to pull it so it's a little shorter. Doesn't take a whole lot, and that way you also save some of your string, which obviously I need to do because I'm about to lose it. Oh, you doggies are being real good. Then we'll just put a piece of tape here to hold that in. Just like that. That's pretty simple, right? We've got it on our little deal right here, and we'll put that on here. And those little shiny buttons are looking so good. But this would be real cute in the fall too, like button up or button your lip. If you you need to tell somebody to button your lip. You could also put it like this, like we had that one card, or this, or you can have it this way, or this way. But I'm just going to stick it with this. I went ahead and did cute as a button earlier. I'm going to cut my little notch. And then we'll just put that right there. I think my daughter and son-in-law just got here, and I'm going to get up and excuse me. I'm going to get up and let them out, the dogs out. And we'll put that one right there. Fergus just jammed the door and scared me. Okay, hang on. Because here they go. Ooh, stinky. There you go. We got dogs going. There we go. Hallelujah. Dogs are gone. And there we have our cute little button card. See how fast that was and easy? I liked it. And speaking of other colors, here's a second way to do it. And this was using a page out of a book. Just ripped it and inked it, and then it almost looks like sand dollars. So you could do a sand dollar kind of thing too. Cut this out with a die cut, and then put some white underneath it, and then cut it out with black, and then just shadowed it a little bit so that it would, but how cute, huh? And you could use that for anybody. Guys, gals, librarians, everybody like that. Yay, we're getting it cute. So that's a super fast way to make a cute little card. Cute as a button. I think it's good. How does Fergus like his new brother? He is doing really, really well with him. They hang out a lot together. Fergus is teaching him real well, which is important because this guy is like clueless. This dog came with no training, except for he sits. He sits like a prince. He's very good at it. But other than that, he's pretty clueless. And he's darling though. He just doesn't have any. He doesn't know anything. So Fergus is a great inspiration to him, and helps him quite a bit. So thanks for asking. He's just as tall as Fergus, but he's about 20 pounds lighter, I think, 20 or 30 pounds lighter. So we're going to do another circle card, but we're going to use the circle as the frame for the picture. We've used the circle to color in, and now we're going to use the frame for the picture. I'm going to go ahead and just do a black mat on this one. And the circle is a little bit smaller. These are all really simple, and I think it's a good thing though. Sometimes they get a little fancy and it gets hard, but they're still, I think they're cute. This is a little bit of that gray paper that I got from Sunny's Stamp Studio. Yeah, he's good with his buddy. That was fun. Sue dropped by and got to meet. We'd only been home for a few minutes, and Sue came by and so she got to meet little old Boomer, and Boomer is actually a really good name for him. So he's just I'm going to make this a little bit of an angle. The pattern in it, there's hearts, and so I'm going to make the hearts go this way. And then we're going to put on some flowers, and I went ahead and stamped them. I thought I had another one already made. Are there two here? No? Okay. So I just used a stamp that was a little bit bigger. It's just this old stamp. It's just a little aster. I'm sure they're in lots and lots of different stamp sets. And how I colored it was to sponge just some white paper. And that's how I got the coloration, and then stamped on top of it. I really thought I had one, but it doesn't look like it. That means I'm going to cut one. Okie dokie, we'll do that. It's right here. I know how. I have to pull all of these out. I used to have my circle stamps, my heart stamps, and then my ovals on a little one, oh gosh, on one of those clampy things. And that way I could pull them all out at one time. And then I needed the clampy things for some projects and I lost. And so now I don't have them. But I should get some more. They really did help. And I don't think you are more likely to lose your dies that way. Okay, so then I just cut that out. So cut that out. I always like saying that. There's a goober hanging off the grace. Oop, you're right. Thanks. Goob no more. Goob no more. Okay, glue on the black area. Okay. Okay. Okay, now this is going to be one of those things that you might as well just take a deep breath. You're not going to think this is a great idea, but we're going to pre-cut a 3-pronged stem, okay? What we're going to do, I just have a piece of cardstock. We're going to go up, and we're just going to drive off to the right. And then we're going to come back, and we're going to drive back to where we started. Okay. Then we realize, oh no, we should have taken this road, and it runs pretty parallel, but a little bit farther away from that first road that was the wrong road. So then we get to the end of it, it's a dead end, and we gotta go back. But we don't go all the way because there's a lake there. Then we realize, okay, the real way is off to the left. But it's another dead end. So we get on the other lane of traffic and just drive back to where the lake was in the first place and decide to stay at the lake. And then we end up with 3 prongs, and it was painless. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue on those streets. I have to thank Austin for helping me think of drawing lines as streets. That's how I got him to draw an S. I'm going to have this guy hang out just a little bit on the end, outside the frame. We're going to go up. This guy's a little too tall, so we're going to cut him off. We'll cut him off at the pass. And then we'll put these guys at the top. There's a couple different things you can do with these guys. I know, it's one of those things that you think you have to have a stamp for everything, and you don't. We're also going to add some leaves. So 2 of these pieces already have a curved edge. These don't. So 2 of these pieces have a curved edge. So we're just going to curve the opposite way. And we'll have a leaf. And then we're going to take this one. And for me, a right-handed person, it's better to hold it in your left hand and cut along and have the line here than it would be to cut along and have the line awkward. So just hold it in your left hand and do a little bit of a jig. Just like that. And you've got a couple little leaves. Now, before you go too far with these leaves, I've got one more little thing we can do. We can draw a line and start anywhere. Basically down the center. To give it a vein. One of those leaf veins. And when you do that, then you can fold it up just a little bit. Okay. Now, folding something that is a V shape gets a little tricky. Oh, Christy's a lefty. Well, there you go. So we're going to, down here, I'm just going to make a little incision to the vein because that way we can have this little flap to glue on. It's not a big deal, but it does help a little bit. Just cut that little flap. Whoops, I forgot to fold it. But it's really hard to get glue to stick on that little tiny V. So that gives you a little more surface area. And then I just have a little piece that says Happy We're Friends again. I'm going to cut off the ends. You don't want to come back and cut these pieces to match this. You want to have a nice long piece so that you get the right size, because we're going to make a little faux fold. Oh boy, does that trimmer ever. You know, I got it. I changed the blade on that thing not too long ago. It doesn't keep very well. Then I'm going to add just a teeny tiny touch of this purple, just to separate the men from the boys, so to speak. These two little pieces we're going to put together and cut a notch at the same time. One's going to go on one side and the other one's going on the other. But they'll be virtually, it'll be fine. You were worried, don't worry. Nope, Chrissy would just want to hold it on the other side so she can see it. Lefties make all sorts of adjustments for themselves. They know how. You have trimmer issues? Mm-hmm. With the Fisker? I wrote down when I started using that particular blade, and it was not long ago. Of course, now I cut more paper than the average bear, but at the same time, holy smokes. So now I'm just going to pick those pieces up. Now we have a faux banner. I'll add a little more adhesive. You were worried, you were worried about the card? Why worry? Oh, I know, you are a Caterpillar advertiser. I tell you, really, they should pay you something. You are a big advocate. They're so big. I was hoping not to get, yeah, the Friskers. You can kind of make a little bit of an indent here too if you want. I'm not sure if it's even feet. It's not working. But we're going to go ahead and stick those on. Then we're going to go. You're worried about. No. This is a fun card. It's purple, Sue. Don't worry. Then we're going to put the flowers on. And I did do a mock-up with the flowers with the pieces already cut. So you could do like just a circle and cut little hole. If you have, you could just cut little flower petals. Oh, I forgot something. I was talking about cutters, but we'll fix it. It's okay. You like this one too? Yay! Put some little pearls on there. I'm going to give it a little bit of some thread. If you have regular sewing thread, you can use it. It's on the wonk. Oh, I see. That was making you worried. I know it's hard to make myself do it sometimes, but I think it's important for just the change. On the wonk. Well, come on, baby. Work with me now. There we go. Not really, but we'll just stick him under there. Sit, stay. I'll add some more adhesive when we're not looking. There we go. You could put some little white. White would be pretty, or it is very wonky. It is, and that's just right on top of the card. I don't have that layered or anything. Yep, she loves it. She is, that was one of our first conversations, Sherry's and mine, was about that kind of blade. here it is with the little pieces cut. So if you could just do a little die cut or a punch, and just, you could put the little gem right there and then just cut up to that gem. And you wouldn't have to worry about it getting cut in two or anything as much. I'm trying to think if I have a, where's that? Well, let's see if I can do that for you. So let me just get a, so I can explain it by showing better, I think. Okay, so if you have a circle and you just put the gem right in there, and then you can just do little snips all the way around. There's probably a Cricut for this too. You can also do some ink edging before you start. It's wanting to move around a little bit, like a loose tooth. But this would be a cute little flower. Just take your time, and then you can just fluff it up. And how cute is that? There you go. So that would be a really cute little flower. Really cute. I may have to do that one again. I like it better. And then here it is with gray flowers. And not cut, but they're gray, and then just a little different color combination, and put the banner down at the bottom. It did look like a poppy. You're right, Kim. Totally looked like a poppy. That would be really cute with lots of different colored flowers too. You could do this in the fall too. You could make this a Christmas card. It wouldn't be hard, and you could just do it with pretty much just scraps. Pretty easy. Fun deal. So that's card 3 already. This is the one we're going to decide if we like or not. And then I have one more, but I have 3 examples. So let's see what we've got there. See, these are all pretty simple, don't you think? But I think they've got quite a bit of pop to them. I think they're pretty successfully cute. This one, we're going to, this one's funny. This one's definitely using circles. This one we're going to make Swiss cheese. Okay, this is a piece that's on a white card base. We've got a piece of colonial white from way back when. I use this for my sentiment. I've got this for my mat, and then we're going to make a mat with some strips. Okie doke. Then we do have a little surprise on this card. So hang on. We're going to use some Gold Rush, yes. Gold Rush and saffron for making this look more yellow. It's so, I know. This is yellow gold Swiss cheese. I know, it's usually whiter than this, but we're going to have yellow Swiss cheese. And this one, we're not going to worry about it being perfect. It's just going to be rather mottled. Float that color around. Then I'm going to go get into some old Gold Rush. And this is mostly around the edges, because I think it has kind of a, get around that little circle too. It has kind of a rind. So we want to be very realistic here. So this is our cheese. Don't want it too yellow. we're going to have that gold showing through back here. So with that gold showing through, it's going to make this more yellow looking just by virtue of neighbors. But before we do that, we're going to put a little teeny tiny edge of, we've got some 1/4 inch strips cut there. And I want just a teeny tiny edge of this peeking through because it gives more definition, but I don't want it underneath because I don't want the black showing through. I'm not going to bother with the faux miter corners that we do sometimes. We're just going to cut them off. You could use liquid adhesive on this too. It'd be easy. We're just adding just a little tiny mat around the edge for definition. Definitely definition. Just want to line up the corners so that there's not a gap. That's ugly, but other than that, it's nothing too fancy. And pretty straight, if you can get it a little straight. That one wasn't quite as straight but as the other ones, but I think it's okay. You guys, the student showcase was really great, by the way. I'm so glad that you guys put so much stuff in it. It was really fun to share. And I didn't, it was so fun. And it has almost 200 views. So, isn't that funny? You know, consultants are, like, they love ideas and inspiration. And so you guys we're rocking it for them. We'll put that gold, you could use just cardstock, you could do a darker sponging underneath here. You can do whatever you want. And then we'll put that right on top of it and see how that gives it definition. I know. Oh, they're all lurkers. You know they are. They're just, they won't ever leave comments very often or anything because they don't want anybody to know they're looking at your stuff. But they are. They're looking at your stuff. So that's fun. So I was real proud of you. I couldn't have been prouder. Okay, so what likes cheese? Doon 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 doon. I know. Oh, I bless your heart, Sue. Sue says they miss the best part. They don't learn the tricks. I know. Mice. That's it. So we also have 3 more circles. We have 3 gray circles for Mr. Mouse. And we've got the 2 sides. We've got the dark and the light. And the trick on mice is you don't want the circle. You can use just 3 circles. Oh, Lynn likes cheese. You don't have to worry. You don't want those sitting right on top of it like that. You want it just down a smidge so that it looks like it's growing out of their ears, or out of their head. And you can play with the placement also before you start gluing. If you want their ears real close, he's going to look a little bit like he's an alert mouse, like, ooh, somebody's going to come get this cheese. Or you can bring it down just a little bit, and he's just going to look like he's having a good time. If you think his ears are too big, try moving them in a little bit. But before you start gluing is the time to play. It works so much better. So, okie doke. That's all. That's really, we're going to put a little face on him. It's not going to be hard, though. Because we're not doing hard tonight. We're doing easy. This could be, you could do Minnie, you could do Mickey the same darn way. And this little mouse thinks he has died and gone to cheese heaven. He's just sticking his little head out. What's really sad is his little cheeks are going to be too big to fit back inside that hole, like that one of our hamsters. Couldn't get his mouth back, or his head back in. His cheeks were too big. We're going to give him a big old black nose right at the end of his little face. We're going to give him 2 little beady eyes. We can put some Nuvo drops on those also so that they're nice and shiny. And we'll just add a couple little whiskers, trying to stay off the cheese because whiskers in cheese is just kind of gross. You could also put some little tiny pink on those if you had some, if you did a little lighter gray, you could put some pink so you had the ears in there. Sue's liking this one. And then you can put whatever you want for your sentiment. This one says cute as a button. I don't think that's the right one. Happy we're friends. That's too big. But what I did for my sample one was I just put cheese. Or, yep, my card is cheesy. You could do anything. So anyway, cheese, you could do smile. I was looking for my smile die when I made this and I couldn't find it. But you could do smile or something that he's just saying, yummy, something, you're yummy. I don't even know. It depends on whatever anybody's wanting to do, right? So anyway, that's how you make a little tiny, that's how, did you know mice were that easy? They really are. Smile would be good. They really are easy. So, and I added those look kind of dumb. But at the same time, it wasn't quite right. So my balance was off a little bit. I may have maybe have to put just a couple parts of it, some ears sticking out here. You could do that too. And you could even put a little nose with some whiskers, with a part of it looking up. You could have lots of them. You could have several. So we'll see what happens. But that's my Swiss cheese card. Same kind of format. I think I'll use this one for the end. Same kind of format with the circles. I made some watermelon. And the thing on this one that's a little bit different is I made a card on the front, and then I got some Nuvo drops that weren't dry inside, but you just lift it up. And this was actually a die cut, so it was a frame, but you could just do it at a top fold card that's a little bit smaller than an A2. And then put those inside so they match that. Smile! Because it's a nice summary card. Happy we're friends. You could also make these like green olives with pimento with some little champagne glass, or not, martini glasses? Something. And then, so then you have lots of room to write. So that's one that you can do. And then here was another one using circles and made more watermelon, making circles and just cutting them down into halves and quarters. And just another way to use some circles. And that's all they're just circles. How easy was that? I hardly used any stamps at all. And honestly, I don't think I would make this card again with stamps, the one with the flowers. I think I would use it with the poppy thing. So that would, all you would have is, all you would have was the sentiment. Other than that, we didn't use any stamps. So that's pretty phenomenal, I think. When they're $15 and $20 a pop, that's kind of a good way to use things. So, good. Well, we got some stuff done here. I think these were some new ideas. I don't know, but I hope so. I hope you got some good ideas. You're kissing some brain there. That's good. You know what time it is now. It's time to vote for your favorite. Did you even, by the end of the class, I forget what we did in the first. So we have card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, and card number 4. They all have something unique about them, and a lot of possibility with all of them too. So if you're a mouse lover, you'll like number 4, but 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me which one you like. We'll get those up on the screen. I like the poppies, but I didn't make them with poppies. We got a 2 for Patty. I think the 2 is really cool too. I do. And Connie likes 2. And Christy likes all of them, but 4 and 3. Yep, they're a little more complicated, but you could still do lots and lots of different things with them. Kim likes 4 and 2. It's just circles, though. Isn't that fun? I think it's just so cool to be able to do just circles. 3 and 4, but you like them all. Awesome. And there goes Sue. She likes all of them, too. 4, 2, 1, 3, but not in order. Is that how you like it? 4, 2, 1, 3? That's about it, I think. Good. That's nice. Very good. Did we get everybody? Yep. I think so. It's summer, man. People are outside. As a matter of fact, people are outside on my deck right now because it's Mr. Gunn's 70th birthday, and I made him an angel food cake, and it didn't go it didn't rise like it's supposed to. You like to rank in order? Yeah, you can always do that. I'm easy to get along with. And I made homemade ice cream, so I'm going to go out and have some now and see how the kids are and see how Boomer is, because this is as long as I've been away from Boomer, I think, in 24 hours. Humidity, yes ma'am, we got it. Yeah, I bet you don't need any either. Not in Florida. You've got your own kind of humidity. Yes, it's very humid, but it's good for the face. Moisturizes naturally. So thanks you guys for being here tonight. Oh, you couldn't see him. He's just too low. Yeah. So, yep, he has had a good day. Didn't have a party for him or anything because all his friends are old. And, it's no fun to have mask on and things. I know, my angel food cake, I'm 1 for 1. I did one that was good and one that now was kind of flat. But it's a little okay. We'll see. I bet it gets eaten anyway. I bet it does. Yep. Happy birthday to Mr. Gunn. I think he's doing fine. He got some golf clubs. He's old enough to play golf now. I'm never going to be that old. Never. Thank you so much for being here from the Mesquites of Fun University. You guys are rock stars. I do appreciate you. It's fun to have you with us. And look forward to seeing some cards. I will have homework, the notes tomorrow. And I will have the notes and photos from Monday night. Boomer. I got boomered. So anyway, thanks so much. Yeah, it's good. I like to see all you guys here. All righty. You all take care. And tomorrow night is craft roulette. Have fun. And so I'll be working all day tomorrow. That'll be okay, though. That's a good thing. As long as I know where Boomer is. Oh, he's going to get some chew toys tomorrow. That should be helpful. Okie doke. I'm going to sign off. Kiss your brains. You guys did great tonight, and I want to see some cards. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.